And a lot of the levers that you pull in order to generate a more sustainable outcome, build a more sustainable culture, really are the same business levers that you'd be putting to build a more resilient and valuable business. My name is John Thompson. I am a founder and entrepreneur, and I am an unapologetic conscious capitalist. I've spent the last 20 years working in private equity, really immersed in some of the most progressive and impactful investors on the planet. Seriously, the investments we were making were transformational for the countries, cities, and communities in which we were operating. Within that 20-year period, I have learned, and I firmly believe, that purpose-led and sustainable businesses are simply commercial common sense. From people and businesses who are making sense of sustainability, understanding how it fits in, what are the material issues, what should they be caring about, what do they need to define, what do they need to measure, right down to those who are at the hot end of things, right in the eye of the storm, who are considering regulatory scrutiny, stakeholder scrutiny, and are delivering on the commitments that they've made. My observation when we work with clients, when we start this journey, no matter where they are on their own journey, is that there is a hesitance, there's a natural hesitance, a nervousness around that change. But change actually doesn't need to be painful, it can be very natural. This is really simply a reframing. It's looking at sustainability and responsible business approaches not as a burden, which is where leaders almost inevitably tend to freeze, but actually as a competitive advantage. A competitive advantage which will enable you to better manage risk as a business, that will give you that license to operate, that social license to operate, that trust with governments, etc., and other stakeholder segments. But ultimately, from an investor standpoint, and that's where I've looked at things for 2 decades, this is also a value creation lever. A responsible, sustainable business is ultimately worth a premium when you come to sell it. If you want a perspective that blends sustainability, forged in finance and behavioral insight, and helps leaders create change that feels real rather than imposed, we would be delighted to work with you.